the news. We are going to get right into it. We want y'all to leave a like, subscribe, click that bell to never miss another video, and share the video because YouTube's algorithms won't. You're our only hope. And now let's get into the video.
Well, thank you, Jacob, or Little Man in Training, or the Helper. It's still up to YouTube to vote on what his name will be throughout this video series. Thank you for joining us for News Humor, where if the news doesn't make you laugh, it'll make you cry. But I'm actually really excited to be bringing you the news today because I saw last night on, I believe it was Fox, the thing with the woman, the hairdresser down in Texas. Everybody's been talking about it. And her attorney came on to Fox News to express what was going on and what happened in the courtroom, and uses the term that the judge wished for her to bend her knee to the court, or to the state, or to the stay-at-home order. I'll show you the clip so that I'm not really taking it out of context because I don't remember word for word what it said. Let's watch it.
Warren Nord is Luther's attorney. We're happy to have him on tonight. Mr. Nord, thanks so much for coming on. So your client is in jail right now?
That's correct. He remanded her to the sheriff's department while we were in the court yesterday.
So she was such a threat to the city of Dallas that there couldn't be a period between conviction and sentencing. She just had to go right to jail.
Oh, that's correct, because she committed the actual crime of heresy against the city of Dallas and its oligarchy that decided that real criminals could go to jail, but people who were heretics, or people who were real criminals could be let out, but the heretics could go to jail. And he demanded that she admit she was being selfish and being offensive and apologize to everybody. He actually said, I want you to apologize for being selfish. And so, of course, she wasn't being selfish. She's just trying to earn $1, like all of these people that are hurting. So all these salons, all these people, they only get paid when they do haircuts. They're contractors. There's no government funds for those guys. Even Shelley, who's a salon owner, could have access to some funds, which she received recently. But her business family have no funds, and she only received that recently. Well, we have a law that says that you can be enjoined from breaking an ordinance. And so then we have a mayor that says, I'm going to announce the 4th amended emergency regulations, and they have the force and effect of laws. They're not laws, but that's what they are. So what we've seen, Tucker, is that this emergency has exposed all the tiny tyrants for who they are. They've got this glimpse of power, and man, they're going to show everybody exactly what to do. And so if you don't follow exactly what they do, then here's a man who says, and we can say that we understand the virus is serious without saying, look, we're all going to be Walking Dead zombies next month, right? We can do what's reasonable. And so this man believes, well, it's an epidemic and we have to do something. But if he believes that, then what he's doing is he's saying, you get a potential death sentence because I'm sending you to the jail that we're kicking our criminals out of.
So we're just getting word that the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, has offered to take her place in jail to pay her $7,000 fine. Do you think that would be a sufficient burnt offering for Moses over there on your bench, or no?
No. She has to bend the knee. I mean, that's what he wants. And in the order, even in the order for contempt that he says, if you will but express contrition and apologize, then we could look at doing this and we could fix this. The idea that Dan Patrick or anybody could take the place is not going to be sufficient. They want her to bend the knee. Nothing else will suffice. He wants the contrition. He wants that apology.
Pure speculation. Warren, thank you for coming on tonight, and good luck to your client. More than good luck. We're rooting for her. This is an awful thing that's happened, and I hope it awakens people to what's happening in a lot of places.
Now, I think it's really interesting that they're talking about these things as if it were a part of worship. They're using a lot of very spiritual or religious words. And there have been a group of us who have been talking about these things for years. And if you didn't know, and it's news to you, the first definition of capital, like a state capital or the capital of the United States, is an edifice to Jupiter in Rome. It is a place that the gods reside. Okay? So take that for what you will. But like I said, there's a group of us who have been talking about these things and performing these things and wishing to execute these things in courts of law for many years now. And I just hope that now, with everybody getting kind of worried about their rights being taken away, even though we haven't had them for a long time, but if we get the public interest, we can change our world, and we can change it for the better. A lot of people don't have jobs anymore. One of the most challenging things for us was to get public support, was to get people to show up to the courthouse. And at most, we got 10, 12, 13. But there are cases where 8 people showing up to the courthouse got a judge to reverse their order. What do you think we could do? What type of justice do you think we could get if 50 people showed up? If 100 people showed up? To stand on the side of righteousness, to stand on the side of law, and not these statues that the state creates for you. Anyways, just to prove that we've been doing this for years, I'm going to end this with a clip from a debate where Sean Mann and myself debated with an attorney a little over a year and a half ago. It was October of 2018. So I hope you stick around for the next few minutes and listen to it. You might find it insightful. Thanks for watching News Humor, and just remember, if it doesn't make you laugh, it'll make you cry.
How we understand law and how we understand how society operates, that where I don't know of anybody, any sort of political, document or anything, any history that I've read where a functioning society can operate where anybody can pick and choose which laws they wish to govern under in their region. So you could say you don't consent, that's fine. But nobody is above the law. And if the law is properly enacted within the society that you're in, it's going to apply to everybody because it has to, or else we are ultimately in a lawless society when somebody can just say, I don't think stealing's a crime. I'm going to go take this guy's car. Your laws don't apply to me. I can go and trespass on your house and piss in your garden because fuck you. I don't care about your property rights. It's my own damn business.
What
What
about when you guys do that? To address that, okay.
So that's my point here, is that where are we drawing the line here in what you can choose to, in what laws you can choose to follow and which ones that you don't like?
Well, I think it's obvious that natural law you cannot choose whether to follow natural law or not.
Why not?
That is actually because that's the difference between right and wrong. Okay.
I don't.
I can't walk over and kill your dog.
Right and wrong is however the hell I view it is. So why the hell should I care what you believe right and wrong is? You see what I'm saying?
That's relative.
I mean, if everybody has a subjective opinion, so then there are, in fact, laws that you cannot. Everybody has to adhere to, whether they like it or not.
Okay, hey Artie.
We don't necessarily have to adhere to them, but there's consequences for not doing it.
Hey Artie.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Okay, and you said it just plain as day. We live in a lawless society. Okay, because if statutes apply to all men and everybody the exact same way, then Thomas McAvoy Britton in Henderson County would be arrested right now. He would be sitting in jail because he took my body, kidnapped me, threw me in a cage for 48 hours, didn't file the paperwork until the middle of July when he did this in March, and there's evidence clear as day that he did this while robbing an 87-year-old Korean War veteran. And I don't know how much more lawless you can get. Like, I really don't. So, with that being said, and I'm not going to define slavery, but I'm just going to read a definition out of Webster's 1828. And it's the second definition, and it says, one who has lost the poser of resistance. And poser means something different back then than it means today. And poser is one that plans by asking difficult questions, close examiner. So basically, when man or woman quits questioning their oppression, they become a slave. And this is the second definition in Webster's 1828.
Okay, I've never heard that definition. Obviously, since it's Webster's 1828, but I've never heard that one.
So, you do understand that the Supreme Court uses the Webster's 1828 dictionary to define words.
Do they? Because that's another thing I do enjoy listening to, is because a lot of the times I do seem to a lot of folks that I've tried to just engage with, they tend, there's a consistency in using law dictionaries from 150 years ago. And I always found that interesting. Number one, because why are we using these old, outdated dictionaries? Number one. Number two, why are they treated as if they're gospel, when in reality, I personally have only seen a small handful of cases that have ever used a Black's Law dictionary as a source for defining a term. So I mean, if you say that the Supreme Court uses Webster's 1828, I guess I haven't seen the case law, but I haven't seen the case law, very many case law, maybe a handful where SCOTUS has used any dictionary as a reference.
I'll actually send you the article that talks about the Supreme Court using the Webster's 1828, the Johnson's Dictionary of Law in the late 1700s, and they go back because what I have found in the courts is that every court speaks the language of etymology. They all go back to the original meaning of words.
You do look at the etymology of some of these words, and I'm looking at it, and I'm wondering in what way do you think that they're actually being used in that context? I'm sorry to interrupt, but please go ahead.
Let's just take one word, for example, like the United States Capitol, okay? Like you understand what the United States Capitol is, correct?
D.C., yes.
Yeah, Washington, D.C. So if you Google it and you look it up online, it will actually be spelled O-L instead of A-L, okay? Now, back in 1828, which wasn't long after they established the United States Capitol, the way that Webster's Dictionary defines capital with an O-L instead of an A-L is the Temple of Jupiter in Rome, the edifice occupied by the Congress of the United States and their deliberations. And if you go to the word edifice, it's basically, some type of court, like it's some type of church, okay? It applies to temples, churches, or elegant mansion houses.
Okay.
Well, so understanding the words in our society and the meaning of the words and how they were interpreted at the time that the people wrote the words that they're writing is highly important. You're not going to understand what they meant by those words if you don't understand the words that they were using, or you have a different interpretation of them today than the people who actually wrote them.